Hi, my name is Diego. I'm 31 years old. I'm married. I live with my wife and my son. He has just 1 year and a half. So, talking about my experience, I have I've been working with software testing since 2011. My first experience was as an internship on Technisa software. It's a great job because with my first experience and we work with a lot of test cases in there, so planning tests and stuff like that, and it was a great experience. On my second was on TOTUS. In there, we worked with integrated systems, so we had to work with virtual machines a lot because the environment need to be very stable to everything worked as expected. Uh, I needed to travel to another states to work with another teams inside of TOTSA, so it's a pretty good experience as well. Uh, After that, I worked for almost 2 years on Base 2, and we had great jobs in there. I my talking about the clients that I worked in Base 2, he is more interesting to say it was on a bank called uh, BS2, BS2. Uh, BS2 is a very famous bank in here, and the bank was kind of uh, uh, passing a lot of transformation. So I worked on a digital application called Digital. That's the name, and it was the mobile application. So we had to work on automation because I tested just an APIs. That was the first step of the development, and I worked a lot with Postman, RAID API, SoapUI, and Curl. So we needed to build an automation project using these tools, and it was a pretty good job in there, and all the client in general liked a lot the job of the work of the QA, especially me because when I started in the team, uh, we didn't have so much automation, but I started to when I started in this team, I started to build uh, a project inside the RAID API, and we had a pretty much interesting thing, and the whole team enjoyed it a lot. And so we worked on automated builds as well using TFS. We kind of integrate the TFS to call uh, the build, and the build was running uh, every day, and we had a smoke test to run in a few minutes, maybe 12 or 15 minutes, and we had a fast result in the smoke test. So the smoke test was a small project, and we had a big project running, but it's maybe one time per week, and we had a greater results, and the graphs, a lot of graphs with the errors and the successfully test cases. So it was a pretty good experience as well. And after that, talking about my last experience, it was on Scienti company. On Scienti, it was a totally different experience because first it's because I had we had a international project that we needed to talk every day in English. It was a pretty good experience for me that is the kind of thing that I was looking for. And the second thing is because I was the only one QA, so I need to learn everything and the more things about how to improve the quality, not just from my side, the QA side, but the whole team side. So we need to plan and talk and investigate the problems, the bugs especially, and how to improve not just uh, the software as well. Maybe improve the process by investigating bugs and generate metrics. And it's kind of thing that I learn a lot in a science. And I work a lot of buildings as well using Jenkins. Jenkins. We had a lot of builds running, but I like to say that my part of we had separate builds running in there. So one of that it was a component test, and my build it was the top of the pyramid. I like to think as a structure of a pyramid, so we needed to have a good coverage of the application on on a base of the pyramid. So we have on the base of the pyramid all the unit tests and the component tests, and then we have an end-to-end test. So we have a separated builds running the component test and the end-to-end test. I like to say the end-to-end test as uh, a business flow, you know. So we had this business flow running in a separate build, and the component running uh, below of the base of this uh, uh, pyramid structure, you know. So I like to think like that because I think we have a more visual concept of how the tests need to be uh, run on the automation. So basically that's it. We use a lot of Jenkins to run this build, and especially talking about the server side, the client side, sorry, we use a lot Nightwatch to automate using basically JavaScript and Node.js on the server side. We use Cucumber, to integrate better integration with the Gherkin. So we had all the test cases written by Gherkin, and I like a lot to use Gherkin because we we had more the PO closer to us. We needed to to do something to the PO be closer to us. So uh, she in that scenario uh, participate a lot of the task case maintenance and building the task case using the Gherkin language. So that's basically it's my a little bit of my experience. So I'd like to thank you for your time